Hey there, it's Christina, and I'm standing outside of Oracle, the Reston campus here in Northern Virginia off of Reston Parkway. And I'm making this video as sort of like a video log, diary of things I used to do in, or roles that I used to have in corporate America when I lived in Northern Virginia. And I worked here. I started working here in March 2004, so it's been like over 10 years ago, and worked here all through 2004 and 2005 as a principal consultant. And I was primarily working with DoD healthcare systems, and that entailed TRICARE, TRICARE Online, which is the portal for the service members and their families, anyone who's eligible for benefits. Worked with with DEERS and DMDC, and there's a program called ERAS-NAS, which basically it was the integration of disparate systems, so that the HL7 data, which is the clinical data, is a protocol for communicating clinical information between disparate systems, would be routed and received between them. So, gosh, there's so much stuff that I did here, I don't even know where to begin. There was the Dimmer's Eye project, which was the Defense Human Resources Management System, and there was CCQAS, which is a centralized quality assurance system for credentialing the medical providers within the military. Now, this had to do with, all branches, so the entire DoD, Army, Air Force, Navy, Marines, and they all operate very differently, even though they're all covered by TRICARE. So, a lot of systems analysis, a lot of software development, lifecycle, and testing, a lot of Oracle apps. We were working on Oracle 10G at the time. I know it's probably up to 11G by now, or more. Like, I don't even know. I don't keep up with it. But it's good to learn the database and the application server and the portals and how to design all these things and how to have interoperability between disparate systems and enable the exchange of the data electronically. And this is way back when these things were rather new for global brands and government agencies. So we were really leaders in bringing people online and systematizing things, automating business process, integrating systems with the least amount of friction possible. And I remember we would have like 3 screens set up to test and in our staging environment, where there would be the sending system, the receiving system, and then our intermediate engine that would serve to route and reformat the message. So we would invoke traffic in the sending system, would trigger an event, and then watch how that data traverses our the intermediary system, where it would be enqueued, it would be deconstructed, it would be identified, sorted, it would be parsed out, reconstructed to meet the specifications of the receiving system, repackaged in a way that it could be received and sent on its way. And then we would make sure that the receiving system received it, acknowledged it, and successfully persisted it to its database, whatever tables it was. So when we query over there, we want to make sure that it was eligible for query and it was returned and retrieved. So also when we're talking about databases, you want to optimize things for retrieval. And of course, in a way that you could understand that, it's like Google. Oracle databases are for enterprise-wide, enterprise-level clients, large corporations. But Google, houses the databases for the whole entire world, the whole entire internet. So it's a huge repository. So when you have your articles or your podcast or your videos or whatever it is that you're contributing and tossing into this database, that is why keyword tagging is so important, because you have to identify it so that Google knows how to index it, and so it's optimized for retrieval. And you want it to be returned on the search engine results page when somebody's trying to look for it. So, and then that's up to you when it's user-generated content. So that's really what you're doing with keyword tagging. But anyway, I learned a lot about databases here, a lot about technology, application servers, software application and development, and testing. And I love the experience. I worked a lot with DoD and the Pentagon and officials there at SITPO and RITPO. They were at Skyline at the time. I think they've now relocated to DHHQ in Falls Church, which is the Data and Network Operations Center, and I was actually a lead on the project to get that facility and the networks inside of it DIACAP accredited. So they had an authority to operate all the enclaves and all the tenants that moved in on the different classifications of the networks, which is the NIPRNet and the SIPRNet. So worked a lot with DISA too here, remotely dialed into DISA, San Antonio, Texas, Columbus, Ohio, and Montgomery, Alabama. So yeah, I worked from home too. Sometimes I worked in the office here, and sometimes I worked from home. So yeah, those are just some of my memories. I worked here with a friend of mine, Renee, and Chris Berces, Rick Mercer, Steve Jepsen, Charles Benway, Feras. I'm trying to remember everybody. I don't even know if they'll ever see this video. Anyway, this is sort of like my historical video diary entry for March 2004, and I can't remember. I worked here through 2005. I'm not sure when I moved on, but it was a great experience. I remember when we were here, we were always talking about Larry Ellison's yachts and stuff like that. But Oracle's still going strong, a solid database in the industry for many, many years. And yeah, so thank you so much for watching. And this concludes this video of my memories of my corporate days.